everybody, and welcome to the Talk of the Town podcast, where each week we bring you valuable insight and information that directly affects our local business community. I'm Danielle Hawley, and I'm the executive director of the best chamber of commerce around, the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. And I'm proud to bring you our Talk of the Town podcast with my awesome co-host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies. Carlos, how's it going today?
Very good, Neil. Thank you.
I love it. Love to hear it. Well, this week we have Taylor and Samantha, owners of the Branded Affair. Taylor and Sam, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And you guys are not only chamber members, which we'll get into, but you guys are my friends, and I love you guys. So I was so excited when I pitched this to you, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity for you guys to talk about the Branded Affair. So before we get into that, I just want to know about the two of you. So tell us about yourselves.
I'll let you go
Our stories are pretty similar. I'm a mom. I'm a business owner. I'm a resident of Fontana, and my husband and I own another brick and mortar here in Fontana as well.
And the same with me. I'm a mom, business owner for two businesses actually.
Residents of Fontana.
Residents of Fontana.
I feel like you guys wear a lot of hats.
It is
Mom.
a lot to talk about. Tell us about yourself. How deep down the rabbit hole do you
How
want
deep
to
are we going? Well, I really like the fact that being a mom in and of itself is a full-time job, right? So not only are you a mom, you're business owners, you're, Taylor, I know you're a wife, your daughters, you've got all your family. Let's talk about your family real quick. How many kids do you guys have?
I have 5.
And I do too.
Yes.
5 kids. So
Yep.
you're managing the household, running the business. What is that like?
During the school year, it's manageable.
Yes.
Over summer break, if you hire us to do your event, you're going to see our gaggle. And we come prepared. We've got snacks and iPads and toys and sometimes bikes and scooters, but it's
a lot.
Yeah, it looks like a clown car. We come to your event, there's 20 of us coming out and all of this balloons and stuff coming out of the back of the car. It's kind of nuts.
I love it.
Hey, Taylor, also mentioned, because this is also very important to me, and I want to say thank you for your service. You have served for our country. You and your husband both, right?
So what was the last part?
No, you both have served for our country, and I want to say thank you for that. You want to talk a little bit about when you guys, a little bit about that, share with the folks as well, too, that you are a veteran as well.
I am a veteran. I did 5 years on active duty as a military police. And I was not the best student. I think that's a huge divide between Samantha and I. And so I went to the Army. I met my husband. I thought law enforcement was going to be my path in the civilian sector as well. And life has a really funny way of just diverting you into a completely different direction. And now I do event decor. But honestly, being in the Army was so fun. I think because of the time that I joined, the post 9/11 era, that everybody knows about what was on the news, and so it's wow, that was so scary, or they had so many people were connected during that, to a service member during that conflict. Mm-hmm. And so I think the news kind of overshadows, but, my experience being in the Army, but I had a great time. I think it was the best thing I could have done for myself. And I needed that buffer to mature and figure out what I needed to do with my life. There was no way I was going to be a successful college student at 18.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that for sure.
Yeah.
So let's move on and talk about the Branded Affair. So I will share my shout out to you after you're done talking about the Branded Affair.
The Branded Affair kind of started by accident.
Yeah.
We were intentional about the business plan, but when we came up with the idea, between our 10 kids, we were always planning a birthday party. And we just rallied together, and I would come over like 4 hours before her party or vice versa. And I would be like, okay, what are we doing today? What, weird decor thing are we going to try? And it was like a year and a half of straight failure. Our kids' parties looked like trash. They were horrible. All those DIY fails that you see like online, those were our kids' parties.
Yes.
And we kind of say like now to our customers, like, we've experimented and screwed up our own kids' parties so bad. We will not do this to yours. And then we just sat down and we figured out, like, we can't just be another party decor company. I think there are a lot of that. And coming out of COVID, everyone was trying to create a home-based business. So how are we going to differentiate ourselves, and who is our customer going to be? And so it was like a month, maybe 2 of like really tossing back and forth ideas. And we decided to do event coordination and decor for other businesses and their events. And everything has just kind of grown from there.
We just keep expanding on what we can offer.
New ideas. And it's like our clients will ask us to do something. We've never done that before. But we say yes. And that just gets us into like really fun and unique situations.
So when your kids hear the word birthday party, do they run now? Or what?
Actually, no. My kids, they know that we've already enhanced our skills, and they know that they're going to have a really good party.
You're the guinea pigs, and now you've got it all worked out.
Yep. She also bakes.
Yeah.
And like makes beautiful cakes and cookies and like anything that I ever need baked. I just call Sam.
Yeah.
And so the kids get really excited, like, I want Sam to make me a blah cake, and I want you guys to do this type of decor. It's fun.
Ties everything together.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you guys are crushing it. And I want to take a little, tour through history here with your branded affair, because you've been in business for what, a little over a year and a half?
I think a year and a half officially.
Yeah. August will be 2 years officially.
Okay. 2 years in August. Typically the first 2 to 3 years of being in business are the most difficult, but I've seen nothing but momentum for you guys. And I think that's a testament to the type of work that you do. So for those of you that are listening and you're really trying to put the pieces together, let me give you some visuals here. For our State of the City event, if you attended that, all of the balloon columns, the balloon garland swag that goes on our step and repeats was all the branded affair. And you guys have done numerous luncheons for us. So when we're talking about party decor, we're talking about balloon artistry. And it really is artistry. And you guys really pay attention to the details. And I appreciate that. I know for State of the City this year, we were trying to match the blues perfectly and, integrate the logo and the color scheme and all of that. And you guys just nailed it and really did a phenomenal job. So if you haven't seen their work, you can see it on our online gallery that just got posted on the Chamber's website with State of the City. Your work is there. You've done numerous luncheons. But what are some of the other things that you've done, locally, like at Victoria Gardens, for instance?
So when the Barbie movie came out, we actually set up an interactive type of
like window display.
Yes, for Aldo, because they had their collaboration with Barbie. So the weekend that the movie came out, we set up the display. It was up for a week, and they ended up selling out of their stock of shoes.
Yeah. Not to say that their balloons drove 100% of the business, but
it brought in the foot traffic.
Yeah. And corporate gave them like little decals, to put on their window. But at the time, Aldo was on the same street like that the movie theater. The movie theater was dead end, and so you would have to pass Aldo to get to the movie theater. And that was super strategic marketing on their part. But they just had like this one tiny little window decal, and then like a little it's like a little sign. Yeah. And it wasn't gonna grab anybody's attention. And so we could just highlight off of what their marketing department had already what they had already initiated.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Ride the Barbie wave. And you guys did a fantastic job. That was the first time I think I even knew that you did this. You showed me, look at this display that we did. And of course, I love the Barbie movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. So what a great first thing to have in your portfolio. And now you've done State of the City for us for 2 years. Gosh, you do such a great job. So I am a walking testimony of their work. If you're on the fence about it and you're thinking, okay, do we use them? Call them, use them. They're amazing chamber members, and you will not be disappointed.
Thank you.
So, talking about chamber, I want to talk about your chamber and community involvement. So I mentioned a couple of those events, but let's talk about why the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, first of all.
The Fontana Chamber is a little bit longer of a history for me than for the Branded Affair, because my husband and I own Gonzo's Welding here in Fontana. And we needed to get that company like immersed in the Inland Empire so that we could have customers out here, because all of our customer base was in Orange County, which is where we used to live. And so we joined the chamber under Gonzo's, and then we were asked to be chamber ambassadors. And it was so new, actually. I didn't even know what a chamber ambassador was, or we just said yes. That my husband and I just said, we're going to say yes to literally everything and everyone for a year. And if we pour into it, with everything that we have for a year and we don't get a return, we will look somewhere else. But like, we didn't really know how else to get involved locally. And that was the best decision I think him and I had ever made in terms of establishing ourselves out here. And then when, it was like a year later, we came up with the idea for the Branded Affair. And I already had these relationships. I already knew how to legitimize the company because I've done it already. And then being an ambassador, it just like,
it propelled it.
Yes. And it made it so much faster because I'm constantly in the face of everybody. I am at every single event. And so you start to build relationships. So when we came out with this new business, I think it took the chamber like 6 months to understand that the Branded Affair and Gonzo's Welding was both me. And that Samantha was my daughter.
Everybody thinks I'm her daughter. I don't know why.
But yeah, once we kind of started doing events for the chamber and then we presented a few times and we were able to kind of talk about it. I just think the work that we did previously with Gonzo's, we were able to build with the Branded Affair, and it has been super seamless. And the trajectory is just fast for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about, I know, like you say, you're involved a lot in the community. You've been heavily involved as an ambassador, but as far as the Branded Affair, what events do you have coming up this year?
What events do you have coming up that we could do?
I may have some for you. Yeah, for sure. That's a great comeback. I'll have to hand it to you. You may have to highlight that on the reel for sure.
I love it.
We don't have events. We do your events.
Yeah.
And so we have other people's events coming up.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, like you guys do all kinds of events. It doesn't matter the industry, because I know you've done work. We hired you guys to do one even in the for politics and stuff too, which was phenomenal. You guys came in, you took care of everything from the beginning to the end, removal. And then the other great thing that I loved about what you said is at the end of our event, you actually donated some of those items. Talk a little bit about that.
We've donated. Okay, so professional balloons last for months.
Yeah.
We've done people's events and they'll come up to us at chamber stuff and they'll be like, I have your balloons in my dining room from 3 months ago and they're
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. And so which they've taken them down from their event space and brought them home. They last forever. And we put so much time and work into blowing them up and getting them to the event, and they look great. And it's kind of sad to pop them like 12 hours later. So Danielle actually hooked us up with
Terry?
Yeah, from the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Here in Montana. And what's cool about the Fontana Boys and Girls Club, which I didn't know, is they're a regional hub. I hope that's the correct word. And so I could send, like, the State of the City balloons went to the Boys and Girls Club the next day, all the balloon garlands. And she distributes them out to the other Boys and Girls Clubs that are out here in the IE, just because they're like a main. So that's really cool. And they love them. And so they know the deal. I'll call them after an event. We walk them into their thing. We lay them on their pool tables, and then they're gone. They distribute them or put them up, and they reuse them for events.
It's an uplifting atmosphere for the kids.
Yeah, and the ones that we did for the political event, there, I knew somebody there, and they were doing a veteran nonprofit like in a few days. And so I just loaded the tower back up in my car and dropped it off at their warehouse, and they used it.
I love it.
It just kind of makes the party last a little bit longer, you know?
Well, and you spend so much time putting those things together. And kids love, I mean, who doesn't love balloons, right? Like, you don't have a heart if you don't love balloons. I don't know. But I love that you give it to the Boys and Girls Club, especially for those students that just gets to brighten up their day and their space. Talk a little bit about how long does it take to actually put together the towers and the garlands?
So like State of the City, that was like an all-day thing, I think.
I think so.
It was like, yeah, about 8 hours total, like broken up over 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time. And you have that special spray. I call it the balloon hairspray, but there's like a special secret spray that makes them shiny and
Shiny. Yes.
Yes. And one of the towers, and this is my testament to the quality of your product and your work, was sitting in front of one of our really hot LED lights on the stage. And I thought for sure during the program it was going to pop, and that sucker stayed. It looked beautiful and it withstood the heat. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to go back to something that you said, Taylor. You were talking about saying yes for a year when you guys first joined the chamber. This is something that I talk about at our networking events for our friends that are already chamber members, part of the chamber family, or thinking about joining, the chamber. I say that we provide the meaningful opportunities for you, but it doesn't do you any good unless you show up. And I think that, you coming in, right, can be a little intimidating, moving from Orange County, right, new community, new schools for your kids, new tribe of people to do life with. But you said yes. And not only did you say yes to joining the chamber, you went all in. You guys became ambassadors. You guys are truly at every event, helping set up, helping tear down at our luncheons. But it's a great networking opportunity for you. And so I can't drive that home enough. We have plenty of events here at the chamber, but you just have to show up, and not only show up, don't sit in the corner, right? No. You got to actually engage with people and talk to people. But I promise you, our crowd is a very wonderful crowd. And I truly mean it, that we are a family, that you feel welcome, and that you will be able to connect with people and not feel intimidated. So I just wanted to validate that, because I really appreciate that you said that.
Thanks. I really think you get out what you put in. And I was just telling someone at the chamber this. I like to say that if I ever table host, and I've got new people sitting at our table, this is a huge group of what I consider my family. I don't have family here in California. And so I've just kind of created this environment, and you do have to step out of your shell. It does kind of, imposter syndrome does exist a little bit. But it's it was like navigating my own insecurities, because the group really was not unwelcoming or cliquey or rude at all. But you really do get out what you put in, I think.
And I can attest to that, because I am so shy. Yeah. And she's always telling me to get out there. And so lately I've been showing up to the events, and I am meeting new people, and I love it, because I'm just building a bigger community.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. Good job, Sam. So you're at our networking at noon event all by yourself.
I'm so
proud of you.
Thank you.
But you're not alone, because you know us, and more you show up, the more you kind of see our crowd and get to know folks. So I absolutely love it. So what are some ways that people can connect with you guys?
Instagram is the main thing right now.
Yep.
We'll get with Carlos later for our website.
I got you.
I know. I know. Instagram is the way. Email, text, call, walk up to us. Hey, I need this.
Okay. So come to a chamber event, you guys. Taylor and Sam, and plan your next event or party. And Instagram, it's just the Branded Affair. No underscore, no crazy anything. Okay. The Branded Affair. Look them up. DM them for any questions or inquiries that you have. But ladies, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate both of you and all that you do for the Chamber family and just our community as a whole. Your work is phenomenal. And hopefully you'll get some more business from our friends that are listening to this. They're your girls. So give them a call and reach out to them. Carlos, as always, thank you for all of your help in making this happen.
Happy to help. Love doing it.
Carlos is our technology guy, and that's your business, FYI Technology. So, and I love your slogan. I say it every week. If technology makes you cry, call FYI.
FYI.
That's why he's here, because I am not the technology girl, but Carlos is the technology guy. So we appreciate
building our website right now because I'm not tech either. So
there you go. So the resources are here. And that's what we say at the chamber. You know, we have somebody that can handle it. If not, we'll find somebody for you. So whatever you need, we're here to help. But thank you guys so much again for another successful episode of the Talk of the Town podcast. Thank you to all of our listeners. Don't forget, a new episode drops every Tuesday at 10 a.m. You can find us on all major streaming platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. Also follow us on social media, our chamber Instagram, Fontana Chamber, where we show the new shows every week. We post about that as well on Tuesday with a quick link for you, so quick and easy access, as well as on our website. So once again, thank you again for coming on the show this week, you guys, and to all of our listeners. We will catch you guys next week on the Talk of the Town podcast.